Jeff, thank you for this. And now let's bring out the Executive Director of the Santa Barbara International Film Festival, Roger Durling.
I didn't know that clip was going to be shown, that last one you saw, and that's got to be one of the greatest moments of acting this past year. It's his reaction to his partner, Alberto, passing is surreal. First of all, let's thank Scott Feinberg for his incredible job. When I was backstage with Jeff, when you guys were watching the UGG trailer and the opening montage, he turned to me and he said, Roger, you've taken this film festival to a whole different level. And my jaw was on the floor because, Jeff, we have taken it to a whole different level, but you've been there, right there with us every step of the way. We had the premiere of Seabiscuit the first year when I took over as the ED of Santa Barbara, and it was a fundraiser for SBIFF, and we raised a lot of funds, and we also raised our profile, and Jeff, you were there. Your lovely wife, Susan, who's in the audience, came to my office and said, how can we help? And brought your daughter, Jessie, to be an intern for the film festival. And then my first year as ED, we honored Peter Jackson, Charlize Theron, and Diane Lane, who you've worked with, and you presented the award, and I still had the photo of you doing that in my office. And there's so many examples of the time that Jeff has always shown up for Santa Barbara, has always shown up for the film festival, and I cannot thank you enough. We did this door on the floor premiere here also, as well as a fundraiser, and once again, here comes Jeff, helping Santa Barbara and raising our profile. So your heart and generosity is as big as your talent, and thank you so much. And speaking of that memorable scene that we just saw, let me introduce the incomparable Gil Birmingham, Alberto himself.
Thank you so much. Good evening. I have the great privilege of introducing you to my friend, Jeff Bridges, and explaining, even though no explanation is needed, why he is the perfect recipient for the American Riviera Award tonight. I mean, think about it. Is there really any other actor that has the range, the durability, the charisma of Jeff Bridges? He's been a fabulous baker boy, a starman, the last American hero, and of course, the dude. He's been the giver. He's owned Seabiscuit. He's showed his true grit, shared his Oscar-winning crazy heart, and he's back for another Oscar for his determination to break a bank-robbing ring come hell or high water. He's worked with some of the top directors and the biggest stars in film history. And I can assure you that each one of them would sing his praises. They admire not only for his commitment to his craft and not only for his skill to embody a character, but because they're drawn to his passion for making the whole world a better place. Me, I'm with him on all of that, but also by his ease with himself and with his co-stars. We bonded immediately on the set of Hell or High Water, first over our shared love of making music, but we also formed an almost immediate, deeper bond. We trusted each other. We worked off each other. And creating not only our fully formed characters, but also a strong friendship. Jeff is the kind of guy that does that on every set that he works with. And because he's a friend, I'm sure he won't mind if I embarrass him a little bit with the many accomplishments that have brought him here to us tonight. He's been nominated 7 times for the Oscar and 1 for the lead actor in Crazy Heart. He's had 5 Golden Globe nominations and won 1, again for the amazing Crazy Heart. And he was nominated again this year for Hell or High Water. Just has also had 5 Screen Actors Guild Award nominations, including 1 this year for Hell or High Water, and a win for, yes, Crazy Heart. What a performance. He's received awards and nominations in just about every local, regional, online, and international award possible. But he's more. He's also more than an actor. He's a man who makes a difference. Along with his beautiful wife, Susan, Jeff is a leading advocate for efforts to end worldwide hunger. He's been, yes. He's been deeply engaged with the End Hunger Network, Share Our Strength, and the No Kid Hungry program. A few years ago, he published a book of his acclaimed on-set photography, and he's donated the proceeds to the Motion Picture and Television Fund. Oh, and in his spare time, he recorded a couple of albums. In short, he's a man for all seasons and an honoree for all reasons. All the right reasons in particular. So it is my indeed honor to introduce my colleague, my good friend, the person that I get to brag about that I worked with, a genuinely amazing human being and one of the true greats, Jeff Bridges.
Oh man, this is wonderful. Thank you, Gil, Scott, and Roger. Thank you. Wow. Being a hometown boy, this means a lot, gotta say. Gil was mentioning some of my hunger work. I've been connected with trying to end hunger for about 30 years now. Started out with, world international hunger, but we've got hunger now right here in our beautiful country. 1 in 5 of our children are struggling with hunger. And it's interesting, making movies, kind of talk about it as a communal art form. And you get a community like with guys like Gil, and that just, it all makes it cooks, and you get something beautiful up on the screen when you acknowledge that kind of communal effort. And Santa Barbara, what a community we've got, huh? My God, man. Yeah. And I'm doing a lot of work towards ending hunger here in our county. I want to make Santa Barbara County a No Kid Hungry county. And we've got such community spirit here. Eric Tolkien, who's the head of the food bank, we're getting this food action plan together where it's going to be a hub where anything you want to know about food or nutrition, you go there, whether it's distribution, gardening, how to eat, whatever. And I remember talking to, and I forget the guy's name right now, Matt Buckmasters here. Who is the, shout out, who is the former the Fairview Garden guy, Matt? Who? Yeah, I can't even hear, but that guy. Yeah, Michael, yeah. And we were talking about hunger, and he said, you know what really keeps hunger in place, and not only in communities, but in the world, is the lack of community, the lack of realizing we're all in this together. Yeah. And Santa Barbara is a wonderful community, and it's sort of, I look at it as sort of a microcosm of our nation. You know, we've got people who are really in need here, we've got people who are tremendously wealthy, and working together, we can end hunger right in our county here and be a great example for the rest of our country. So thank you for this award, you guys. Great hanging with you.